I'm excited about how we're gonna see the world come alive. Both nations want the same thing, which is to preserve.
Ever since the release of Wakanda Forever, we can't stop talking about what a masterpiece the film was. From a tear-inducing farewell to Chadwick Boseman's King T'Challa to his sister Shuri taking over the reins of a grieving Wakanda, the film is packed with action and emotion. But if there's one thing that fans didn't know was the fact that Shuri almost had a very interesting romantic plot. Let's talk all about it. First up, Shuri's unusual romance. After Chadwick Boseman's passing away, most fans were concerned about how the franchise would bid farewell to his character. And while some people thought that Marvel might just hire another actor to take over the role, the writers ultimately thought that this would be an injustice to Boseman and the character of T'Challa. So we have Shuri, who immediately steps up to take over her brother's responsibilities after he dies of a prolonged illness in the initial few minutes of the film. Right off the bat, we see Shuri as a competent leader who manages to mask her own sadness and become the leader that Wakanda needs. For those of you who have watched the film, you would know that Shuri and Namor were two of the film's main characters, and while Namor was essentially the antagonist of the film, he and Shuri kept it pretty civil until it was time for them to fight for the rights of their own people. Namor was trying to protect the people of the underwater city of Talokan as he wages war against Wakanda. Despite their obvious antagonism, Shuri and Namor actually have pretty great chemistry. The two manage to have deep, insightful conversations about their shared grief to the point where the audience has to wonder if the film really even has a bad guy. But what's surprising to most of us was the fact that there is a cut of the film where the writers have romantically linked Shuri and Namor.
We open the barrier.
Up next, what would that mean for Wakanda? According to MCU editor Michael P. Shaver, Shuri and Namor's romance wasn't something that the filmmakers had originally planned, but once the story came together and the filming began, they noticed that their dynamic just couldn't be ignored. After the characters managed to develop effortless chemistry between themselves, the filmmakers actually considered leaving some scenes to hint at Shuri and Namor's possible romance. And while it definitely would have been pretty sweet, everyone had one major concern. The truth is that Shuri taking over Wakanda and becoming the leader that the nation needed was an extremely important part of the story, and for her to fall in love with the very force that was threatening her people wouldn't be true to her character. According to the editor, if they added that layer to Shuri and Namor's relationship, then you've got to watch out for portraying, for example, Shuri flirting to get what she wants, as opposed to being a diplomatic leader.
For the tribe!
Shuri!
Sorry, mother.
Who wishes to challenge for the throne?
Followed by, removing the romance was the right decision. The writers ultimately ended up focusing on Shuri's story while subtly suggesting that she and Namor were more alike than different, with Namor saying, "Only the most damaged people can be truly great leaders," at one point in the film. At the end of the day, both Shuri and Namor had a duty to their people, and that's what the film was all about. According to Tena Huerta, the actor who played Namor, his character's connection with Shuri wasn't physical. Their spark was more emotional than anything else, and even without any explicit scene talking about their romance, true fans will definitely pick it up. Not just that, but by removing Shuri and Namor's romance from the storyline, the film was able to focus on Nakia and T'Challa's connection and set up the introduction of their secret son, Prince Toussaint. The romance plot for Shuri would have essentially taken away from all of these important plot points in the film, which is why the filmmakers decided to let it go.
Find a way to look after one another as if we were one single tribe.
Now for, can we hope for a future romance? Spoiler alert, at the end of the Wakanda Forever, we see Wakanda and Talokan come to a truce of sorts. This obviously opens up potential room for the two nations to work together and become each other's allies in the future. And considering that Namor and Shuri have never been outright enemies, the chances of that happening are pretty great. So for fans who have shipped Namor and Shuri from the minute they appeared on the big screen together, we'd say that there's still plenty of hope. All we need to do is wait. Lastly, what's next for Shuri? Speaking of the future, let's talk about where the protector of Wakanda is headed now. After proving herself to be a capable leader in the wake of her brother's death, Shuri has become one of the most loved characters in the MCU. With Namor's own MCU film franchise in the works, there are plenty of chances for Shuri's love life to blossom. Of course, Wakanda Forever has left no doubt that Shuri will make an incredible Black Panther. Before the film ends, we also see Shuri plant a new garden of heart-shaped herbs, ensuring that Wakanda will always have a protector even if she's gone. At the the end of the movie, Prince Toussaint reveals himself as the son of T'Challa to his Aunt Shuri, and of course, that sets us up for a very interesting third film. Of course, he is not going to be the next in line to become the King of Wakanda, so it's obvious that his dynamic with Shuri is going to be something entirely new, and we can't wait to see how their relationship progresses. Moving on, Marvel edits out a bulging detail in Wakanda Forever. It seems like Shuri and Namor's romance isn't the only part of the film that has been edited out. Just recently, the fans found out that Marvel made the decision to remove Namor's biggest, well, asset in post-production and swap it out for a smaller one. Maybe they didn't want the ladies to be distracted by all that was going on down there, but now that the fans know that this happened, they are outraged. The conversation started when the fans noticed that in the trailer for the film, we see Namor standing tall and looking rather loaded in that specific department. But by the time we got to see the film, the same scene looked extremely different, and the fans were just not here for it. After Michael B. Jordan's Killmonger, the fans were pretty excited to see the next antagonist that the Black Panther franchise had in store for us. And well, we'll just say that they didn't disappoint. Once the trailer for the film showed Tenoch Huerta playing Namor, the fans just couldn't get enough of him, so it was pretty disappointing to see that not all of him had made it to the final cut. Coming up, the fans demand a release for the Bulge cut. This entire controversy has led the fans to start an actual online movement where they are now demanding that the studio has to release the Bulge cut of the film. The fans want Marvel to give them a taste of the film without all the edits that have slimmed down all that Huerta has shown to be flaunting in the original trailer. Twitter has been going crazy with fans tweeting side-by-side comparisons of the same scene from the trailer and the film, and let's just say that the difference is pretty visible. Of course, Marvel has stayed pretty silent on this, and considering the fact that they are on a mission to make family-friendly movies, it makes sense for them to tone down any appeal in the film. But this just makes us feel sorry for the editor who had to edit out Tenoch's bulge pixel by pixel. Lastly, the actor responds to the rumors. In the wake of all of this drama, the actor himself has gone on the record to talk about whether Bulgegate really was as serious as the fans were making it out to be. In an interview with Rolling Stone, Tenoch Huerta actually claimed that the real picture is the one without the bulge, and to say that this has come off as a surprise to the fans will be an understatement. The actor went on to say that he just didn't want to lie to his fans and that the non-edited photo was the one of him with a smaller bulge. What happened to Marvel with the trailer? Even he doesn't know. This wouldn't be the only instance of thirst trapping in the film though. The fans can't help but notice that Namor has an unusually revealing costume that shows off his extremely chiseled body. And hey, we're not complaining, but did Marvel really think that the fans wouldn't want more after that? As far as the actor is concerned, Tenoch then went on to talk about how every man in the world experiences instances of fragile masculinity, but he wanted to take this opportunity to be honest and tell his fans that the reality isn't what they were hoping for. And while that is pretty disappointing, we're happy that the actor came clean instead of letting the whole situation get to his head. And that's a wrap, folks. Do you think Shuri and Namor might actually end up together? Tell us in the comments below. And as always, make sure to click that like button and subscribe to our channel so you never miss out on more updates about your favorite stars. See you in the next video.